Already drama too, because Williams is out with the broken crankshaft, so they all move up a spot. Turton, Brook and Hussif on the rest of that front row of the grid.
Starting in row 3 is Chris Adams, Dean Perkins, Simon Richards and Paul Manuel.
Yes, Manuel not happy with the situation after the penalty from race 1, so he's up towards the front of the grid, along with Pedersen, Hardy, Ross and Fawcett.
McLaren starts out of 13, Yulden out of 14, Tulloch and then Scott 15 and 16.
Good to see Scott back in that Fujitsu Falcon. Right behind him, the Camry Castrol car of Mackenzie, then Penny, Porter and Wallace.
21 is Bristow, 22 is Proctor, Andrew Anderson out of 23 and Edgell out of 24.
Heading towards the big guns down the rest of the back of the field, Bernard, Fogg, Radicic and McIntyre, the championship contenders.
And rounding out the field is Big Ben Pie car of Andy Booth.
So here we go. Levels Raceway, Timaru, fantastic 2.4 kilometre track. It's tight, it's technical, it's going to be tough on these big V8s. Full field, cold, cool conditions.
Car lights are out, we're red, green.
Buckle up, here we go, straight down to the first corner. Oh, they're going 3 wide, unbelievable.
Oh no!
The turtle's gone off. Sean Turton.
Listen to the crowd down there at turn 1.
Well, that's the way he started the weekend. He had a crash in the Mini, a crash in the V8, and he's already can't get past the first corner on the 3rd race of the weekend.
Well, that's the only drama we've seen so far, so that's not too bad.
Charging down the back straight. Already the team's on the radio to the drivers. There's Manuel. Perkins recovered from that big crash in race 1.
Yeah, well, he's the man to watch. He actually started out of 7. He's up to 3rd within half of the lap. So he's in the box seat for this reverse grid race 3.
It's the power patience game for the superstars back down the field like Johnny McIntyre on board. There is Big Ben.
That's Boothie, yep. Having a look. Things get real slow up into here. There's Radicic gone on the outside. And Boothie, he's going to get a spot here.
Fogg just in front of them.
That was Andy Booth to his team saying to not worry about Foggy. So that's the sort of man that Foggy is in the regard that he's held in.
And all the other drivers know the significance of this race in regards to the result of the championship as well.
Oh, so they all funnel out of Castrol onto the back straight. Whoa, Kane Scott out wide.
The Master Trades Commodore of Adams down the inside, Scott down the outside. This is the corner that's caused all the drama so far at Levels Raceway in Timaru.
Yeah, they're just looking, Adams gets out of it.
The Mosgiel racer and the Commodore stepping up out of the development V8s and having a pretty good rookie season. Drama here for the number 20 car and also for Turton after that first corner crash.
Bit of damage on the front of Sean Turton's car, and they're looking around the radiator area. Hopefully there's not too much damage and they can get him back out on the racetrack.
Oh, well, no fluid appearing to come out of that car. As McIntyre right up the outside. What a move! Got all his positions back.
Unbelievable. Just like a slingshot, and he's in front of Fogg. Oh no, side by side with Fogg. That's looking back from Radicic.
This so reminds me of back at Manfield, where your fortunes change in these reverse grid races, where Angus was in the same sort of position. So they can climb their places back within one corner. And that's the bottleneck effect, where they will all stop and someone just keeps going down the outside.
Well, Kiwis love a queue, don't they? Queuing up like sheep, and the smart guys can sometimes find that racing room round the outside. On board with Mark Pedersen.
I don't think you had to put it that way, Brownie.
Mate, you got to go to the supermarket.
Good move by Scott. He worked on that all the way up the back straight, and now he's got the pink mobile to contend with.
Talking of girl talk, we've just heard Julia Hussif's copped a penalty for the incident on the first corner. Let's take a look back at what happened. The start of the 3rd race here at Levels Raceway in Timaru.
Well, this is the start, turning off the pole in the yellow car. Hussif goes down the inside. Didn't look as though she got squeezed, but she took action to make it, enable herself to turn.
But no racing room down there. 3 cars into 2. This is on board Adam Brook. 2 cars charging towards that corner. And there's Hussif onto the grass, cuts them off.
Well, he was actually real lucky to get out of that thing because he got caught by both of them.
Just so tight. And this is where looks like Andrew Mackenzie gets into trouble too. Right up the rear of Inky Tulloch. That's the damage with his bumper, his bonnet, I should say.
It was certainly a late charge by Mackenzie into the corner. Back up front. This is Kane Scott on the outside of Cam Hardy. Someone throwing dust in the background. Whoa, Hardy slips in behind Scott.
That's more like a sidestep. Andrew Fawcett on board the Strawberry Homes car. That's the Portermobile charging through. Andrew Porter.
He's got someone now sneaking on the inside. You can see the way he's holding out in the corners. And there's another one. There's nothing worse than that getting done to you. He's got funneled by a whole lot of Falcons.
So already plenty of drama so far, and David Bernard working up through the field in the Betts funeral car. There's that V8 freight train. The big stars making their moves from down the back.
Mark Peterson there, and this is Bernard up the inside of Adams. Whoa!
Just a gentle shove. Move over, mate, I'm coming through.
Nice move.
But he stayed on the track, didn't get onto the grass.
And Yilden slips up the inside Adams as well.
So the Mosgiel man is getting hurried and muscled out by everyone. He was saying that's the hardest part of making that step up from the developments into the V8s, talking about muscling. Look at Paul Manuel around the outside. Brooke holds him off. This is the battle for the lead.
Manuel's going to struggle to always go around the outside.
Having a good look down the inside, tight, twisty back part of the circuit.
He'll have a good car under him because tyres. I mean, he didn't run that race two. He sat
parked
it out.
it in race two, didn't he? Sat it out.
He spat the dummy over his 50-second time penalty from race one, and decided to save his tyres and his car up to get a good start for race three.
So he's all barred up for a big one as they come down the straight. Brooke, Manuel, Perkins, Scott. Both these guys have had their dramas this weekend too. What another good scrap.
Well, they won't have any problems getting around each other here. They both work together off the track for their information. So I guess Perkins will slot in behind here. Kane Scott down to first gear and Castrol.
Exchanging a bit of information as Scotty loves to talk about working on the platform of the Ford Falcon compared to the knowledge they knew about racing a Commodore last year. Getting quicker and quicker every race. Good battle here between JP and Clark Proctor on board the middleman.
Slow car up here. Oh, this is going to hinder his progress. Whoa! Oh, and he gets a position. Good move, Proctor. Whoa.
Cool as a cucumber.
Well, he had to take a risk, and it paid off.
Anderson getting onto the grass. So plenty of moments so far. And don't forget there's plenty more to come with the hydraulic best moment under pressure.
And this is Proctor. Here we go. Here's the slow car on the left. Oh, God, I've had a wing mirror. What a move. Great anticipation by Proctor, or just sheer good luck.
A master move by the middleman getting past that.
Here's a long shot. It's Adams, man.
Yeah, it's the Master Trade Commodore.
Talk about thread the needle.
So fantastic action. Stay with us, there's more to come. Welcome back halfway through the reverse grid race, the Level Raceway Timaru VNC Cocktails 200. Once again, it's another good scrap for the lead. Brooke holding off Manuel in the Oryx Commodore. Scott not far behind.
Here's the move. Here's the move. He's got the inside run. He's going to go through. And not surprising, the man right on the back of this group is the fastest man on the track by a country mile, Kane Scott, after fixing that gearbox from race two, although it's not going to make him go any faster, but he's had a good, clean run to catch them up.
So Paul Manuel has waited, picked his moment, pounced. Now he's got the lead. Brooke second. Scott hounding him in third.
Is it too late for Manuel? He should have been long gone. And here's Scott going to make it look easy. And he does.
So that Fujitsu Falcon really is flying now.
Or maybe he doesn't like the red line. Manuel will be looking out the back of his mirror now going, how the hell did he do that after he just battled for a few laps? But that's the way it happens in motorsport sometimes.
Don't overdrive it, but just keep doing nice, consistent laps.
Well, that's one of the front boys. Not quite sure as Manuel's guys or Kane just tell him to keep it clean, keep it consistent. But I'd say that's for Kane, because Manuel will be thinking he's going to have to do something special here to keep in front of Kane.
Bernard having a look down the inside of Richards, decides to hold off.
Oh, he went wide, heard the tyre lock up.
Just waited for that mistake, a little bit of a nudge. Muscles his way through. Porter says, I'll back it on the end of this.
Oh, who's he got
tipped
there?
around. Simon Richards.
Oh, Mark Pedersen. So he turns Richards around at McKissick curves.
Feeling a bit frustrated and behind Inky Tulloch.
Well, he's not the only one in the past. Whoa, what was that flew off the black car, Edgel car in front? Something flew off or he run over.
Pedersen's got into the pits.
Well,
it's the bonnet. Part of the... Well, what's happened there?
Well, that's actually the brand new control bonnet for New Zealand V8s.
Huge problems here for Mark Pedersen. He's had a big hit somewhere. He's just turned the car off, and there's a lot of damage to this car. It looks like they're going to take that front splitter off and maybe try and get him back out on the racetrack, but there's a fair bit of damage to the front of this car.
Safety car coming out.
Safety car, safety car. Safety car is being deployed right now.
Well, there's the bonnet, the top skin there. That's the reason for the safety car.
In the middle of the start straight.
Well, you may be confused back home, but that's a new part, and it's fiberglass now instead of metal, as we go to Roger Davis in the pits with Mark Pedersen.
Mark, a lot of damage to the front. What's happened?
Hey, look, there's an incident around the back there. I think David Besnard got in front of Simon Richards and he got hung out to dry, and then we got down the inside of him and he decided to come across, and we're already committed to the corner, and he made contact and he spun in front of us, and then we got him again. So it's just unfortunate, but it's just an accumulation of where we started in qualifying. We started at the back, and unfortunately we got caught up race after race after race. So we just made a decision to stop it here, and then hopefully we can regather and pull off a big one for Invercargill.
So disappointment there for Mark Pedersen. There's the top of the Chester's Falcon bonnet.
Well, that's certainly going to need to have another look at it as safety car lights come out. Well, Mark Pedersen couldn't explain that more perfectly. That was a real reason, not just a driver's reason. Just very unfortunate as they take the restart. Manuel gets a little gap on Scott.
How bizarre. But once again, the reverse grid race, plenty of drama. Don't go away. Manuel, Scott, Brooke, Perkins, Ross. The V8 freight train.
Watch Penny behind you.
That was Bruce Anderson saying to Andrew, watch John Penny. Obviously some history there.
This is the view of McIntyre, trying to work his way up through the field.
Radisic's frustrations are obviously now over. Whoa, I think that was get out of my way, buddy.
Just a little bit of a nudge. And look at McIntyre straight away, pick that moment, let the rat do the hard work. Oh, he gives him another little wee tap.
Tulloch in amongst it, and there's another one from Edgel. Goodness gracious.
No love lost here between some of the North Island drivers and the South Island boys.
Oh, well, not those two either. Back there with Edgel and Inky, they've had a few run-ins. In fact, a lot of people have had run-ins with Inky so far. And this is back up front. Look at Kane Scott. Fujitsu Falcon obviously got some speed over the Oryx Commodore.
Fantastic battle out in the lead for the reverse grid showdown. Can the Commodore hold on? Will that flying Fujitsu Falcon get up, take him up the back straight?
Here's the move. Here's the move.
I've got no clutch, mate. It's bloody you.
Oh, here we go.
Drama there for Kane Scott, no clutch.
Geez, it was nearly looked right there for a second, didn't it?
He's doing all right for a car with no clutch.
Well, you can't help but think that his race 2 gearbox problem has something to do with this clutch. Not quite sure how it's affecting it.
Doesn't seem to be having too many problems around this tight part of the circuit. What a dramatic weekend for the Fujitsu Falcon, though. Of course, all starting with that big crash in practice. In Drakey, it's what, a basic 4-speed box these guys are using?
4-speed box, and you can change up without a clutch, just releasing the throttle a little bit. But a lot of guys tend to use the clutch coming down. Otherwise, it's a very sort of irregular, unsmooth process, and you can lock wheels up very easily.
Just makes life difficult and frustrating on a tight track like this.
You do come into other complications as well, Brownie, of the gearbox actually not engaging, or even the clutch slipping.
On board with Paul Radisich, the 777 HPM Racing Falcon.
See, now he's using second gear out of that corner, whereas Kane Scott is using first.
Radisich is 7 cars behind you. McIntyre's 8 cars.
Bernard picks off Cam Hardy, and watch behind. Radisich may sneak into this. Oh, that's Porter. He gets half a nose, rest on the grass.
Waikato boys having a good ding-dong battle here. On board with Andrew Porter and the Hydrolink Falcon. That's Cam Hardy in front.
Well, Hardy
And there goes a bit of a dong.
gets one for his movement there. Well, Porter's having a good race. He didn't qualify that well here. Disappointed, but that Hyundai equipment car has certainly got some good speed here in race 3.
Good finish in race 3 at Manfield, and he's following it up again today. Look at the metal man sliding down the inside, forces the Strawberry Homes caravan to force it to go wide onto the grass.
Boy, he come from a long way back there, locked the wheel up at the last second. This is Angus on Edgell. Angus has lost a few spots somewhere.
And that bonnet seems to be hanging in there for Timmy Edgell.
Bit of forced induction there. This is the Edgell engine. There's nothing wrong with that one. It's Booth, he slips up the inside. Both these guys have lost a few places on McIntyre in this race 3.
Edgell will be hoping that that skin lasts.
Boothie, he just went in there a bit hard. I don't know whether he made contact, but the back of the car locked up a little. Great pitches out the back of the Haviline number 3.
So Angus Fogg, he's trying to work his way through the field, but already knows that perhaps the championship is just starting to slip away a bit.
Well, at this point in time, your luck's in somebody else's hands. Someone locks up there. Anderson, maybe.
The beep. Oh, sliding it sideways, recovers. McIntyre gets out of danger.
Well, these two finish like this in race 3 at Manfield as Bernard goes on the grass up the inside of Nick Ross. Good move.
Coming off that win at Manfield, and perhaps we should call him Betsnard now.
I don't think you like that one. So head into McKissick curves. Oh, Nick Ross gives Bernard one.
Forget about dancing with the stars. This is like tapping with the stars, mate.
Well, it's giving a bit of Kiwi Aussie love on, and Bernard goes real wide around that. So Nick Ross
Sliding all over the track to the V8s.
Do you think he likes him?
It's a bit like the old bump draft in the old NASCARs. Look at this view.
And this is Fawcett.
Forcing his way straight into Hardy.
Well, it would look good there for this as all go, isn't it? Look like 2 positions there.
Last lap. Who's going to hang on? Down to the first corner again for the last time.
Well, as they go, all go in here. And, oh, that looks like the rest of Edgell's bonnet. Man, these guys are giving it to each other down here in race 3.
Well, Fawcett's still got his bonnet, so's Mackenzie, but we'll have to wait and see if Edgell has finally come off that skin.
I actually think it's yeah, it's right over the front of his window, so he's going to have problems seeing.
Last lap, Angus. Just bring it home in one piece.
Last lap going out to Angus. Fogg. Team orders, no mistakes, bringing home in one piece.
So Inky Tulloch up ahead, made an unscheduled trip to the pits. Didn't really know why he come in. Hope he doesn't get in the road of these boys.
He's got the leaders right behind him now.
Oh, well, Manuel will be... Frustration will be starting to get in.
Kane Scott saying, you beauty, give me a chance to whip down the inside, perhaps for the last time.
Scott will be hanging back here, trying to get a run. But no, looks like Manuel's going to take the first win in years.
About 4 years since Pukekohe. The number 15 Oryx Racing Commodore gets the win. Second, Scott. Third will be Brooke. And the rest of the field charging across. There's McIntyre. I think that'll be the first time he actually finishes outside the top 10.
What a fantastic race. And here in the background is Timmy Edgell and the Chester's Falcon. And that experimental part needs a bit more thought, one would think.
A see-through V8, although he can't see through anything, that busted bonnet. But it's Paul Manuel gets that win on the Oryx Racing Commodore, number 15. He'll be pleased. Good way to finish the weekend. Gets the thumbs up. The fans of the South Island are happy.
And they've braved it here today in the cold as Manuel takes a win for the Red Lions. Scott, Brooke, Perkins, Bernard, good drive to 5th. Porter, that's fantastic for him. Hardy and Yulden round out the top 8.
And further back down the field, as you can see there, Proctor, Radicic, McIntyre 13th. That's the first time he's finished outside the top 10 this series. Right behind him, Fogg though. So no damage in regards to the championship points.